Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is my 2024 BMW M2, and in this video what we're going to do is take it to a dyno and see just how much power the G87 M2 makes on a dyno, or at least mine. Some people have been saying that mine is like a factory freak. I don't really think so. I think BMW just did a really good job making the M2, and I think that they're all pretty much underrated. I still need to race another M2 just to see kind of how mine does versus another one. But in this video, we're going to see how much power it makes on a dyno. Just so you guys know the conditions, I'm on 91 octane. Not a single modification done to this car aside from window tint. But no visual mods, no hardware mods, no software mods, no nothing. So this car is completely stock. And we're going to see how it does. I'm going to ask the dyno guy to do a dyno pull in 5th gear, and then also in 6th gear. Because in this car, 6th gear is the 1-to-1. But it might hit the top speed limiter if it's in 6th gear. So we're going to do 5th and 6th. And see what happens. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we're just cruising on our way to Eurotech Tuning. That's a local shop here in Vegas that has a dyno. They specialize in European cars and stuff. I'm sure they do other things I'm unaware of, but I'm going there for the dyno. But just want to let you guys know that the reason why I'm doing this video is because, for one, I'm curious to see how much it really makes stock on a dyno. But for two, to see if mine is faster than normal, because I've already done the research, and M2s usually make like anywhere between 450 to 470 wheel on a dyno. Even though BMW claims it's 453 crank, many BMWs, I'd say almost all of them, are underrated to an extent. Some may be more than others, but they're all pretty much underrated. So they make oftentimes close to wheel horsepower what they say crank horsepower is. Oftentimes, I won't say all the time, but oftentimes. So it'll be no surprise if this car makes anywhere between 450 to 470. I'm hoping it does, because those are really solid numbers. But if it makes anything more than 470, then mine is faster than normal. And I'm going to be using SAE Smoothing 5. I know sometimes people use standard numbers and those make it higher, but I think that my car just performs like normal. One thing I will mention though is that I find kind of unusual. Maybe it just has really good cooling, but it can be 106 degrees outside with a 6,000 feet DA, or 40 degrees outside with 2,500 feet DA. My car still performs around the same. So I don't know what that's about. I mean, I'm really happy about that, because in Vegas we get really, really hot temperatures. So I like that it's consistent even in the heat and even after several pulls. So that part I can definitely applaud BMW on that. I'm hoping it'll be on the upper end, like 470. That'd be really nice. All right, guys. I just asked him if he can do 5th gear first and then 6th for the next pull, because 6th is 1-to-1, but 5th will be able to go all the way to red line. So we can kind of see what the power band is, and then also the different horsepower between the different gears. Pretty impressive. Okay. Okay. right, guys, just got done with the dyno. I'm gonna put up the dyno results on the screen. You guys can look at standard and SAE performance numbers, but it's safe to say the M2 makes 500 to the wheels. 500 to the wheels. I've never seen it that high with any other videos I've seen. Even manual transmission cars, 93 octane, better conditions, better everything, they still don't make that much power. So very, very happy with this car. BMW says 453 to the crank, but it makes 500 to the wheels. All right, guys, just made it home. Let's talk about these numbers, right? Let's look at the SAE. The standard numbers, yeah, they do look a little bit nicer, but let's talk about SAE, right? So this blue line here is 5th gear pull. This red line is also a 5th gear pull because that one can go all the way to red line. 6th gear is the 1-to-1 ratio. So 6th gear is one where we'll make the most power, but in 6th gear, you can only go up to 5,700 RPM or 5,800 RPM because it hits the top speed limiter. So if you guys look at the 6th gear pull, it made the most torque on the 6th gear pull, 466 wheel torque, right? You can see the torque right there. So you can see the orange line, which is the 6th gear pull, is actually higher than all the other lines. So I actually strongly believe that if we would have put this pull all the way to red line, like if it didn't have that stupid top speed limiter, I honestly think that it would continue to make more power than the other runs. And it would probably be like around like 505 or 510 wheel, which is absolutely crazy. I don't know if I have a factory freak. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do I have a factory freak, or blame it on the dyno? Maybe the dyno's reading high. But I dynoed my Mustang GT 10-speed with E85 on this exact dyno, and it made 449 to the wheels, which made sense. Like with the way it was performing and everything, that made sense. But yeah, this car, I can safely say, especially if you look at the standard numbers, and since 6th gear wasn't able to go to red line, I can honestly say this car is making 500 wheel. Like it's a 500 wheel horsepower car, which is crazy to me. And the torque too, we got to keep that in mind. Torque is important. Like if it's making 466 wheel torque, it's probably around like 500 actual torque. And then this horsepower rating, if it's at 500 to the wheels, I mean, using a normal drivetrain loss, not an unrealistic one of 20%, but a normal drivetrain loss of like 12%, it's probably making, I mean, we can do the math on it, but probably around 550, 560 to the crank, realistically. And BMW says 453. So at least my specific M2 is underrated by like 100 horsepower, which is insane. No JB4, no tune, no octane booster, few gallons of E85, nothing. This is 91 octane from Costco, and it's making this power, which is absolutely insane. Let me know what you guys think of these results in the comments below. Share your thoughts, give this video a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.